The Great Sphinx of Giza, a 4,500-year-old limestone figure, is one of the world's largest buildings. It is 66 feet tall and 240 feet long, and its history and origins are still unknown. Today, we'll present the 12 craziest Sphinx mysteries that will astound you. 12. Sphinx Builder. The Sphinx of Giza is one of the world's largest and most magnificent sculptures, yet historians dispute who carved it and when. Many hypotheses have attempted to answer these questions, but only some have succeeded, leaving the Sphinx problem. The Great Sphinx is a monolith cut from the plateau's bedrock, which also supplied the pyramids and other monuments. Archaeologists estimate that one laborer could chisel a cubic foot of stone. The Grey Sphinx has a lion's body and a royal headpiece. Carefree deserves credit for building the Sphinx, the world's most spectacular statue, but there is no contemporary inscription linking Carefree to the Sphinx. 11. Hideouts. In 1998, Zai Hawass, chief director of the Supreme Council of Antiquities, excavated beneath the main body of the Sphinx at Giza and found access tunnels to several large natural caves directly under the statue. There were also signs of earlier ancient excavations. 10. Dream Steely. Dream Steely, called the Swing. Steely is an epigraphics stele erected between the front pores of the Great Sphinx of Giza by the ancient Egyptian pharaoh, who most of the 4th during the 18th dynasty, to immortalize the deal he made with the colossal statue when he was a young prince, but not the crown prince. The ancient Giza Plateau was a playground for the young King Thutmose, who came here for lion hunts, chariot races, and target practice around midday, that most would. 9. Dead Egyptian God. One theory is that the Sphinx's gigantic head is a lion because early Egyptians saw the lion as a more powerful emblem than the human face, perhaps due to the erosion of soft limestone or for political reasons. Another less popular but more intriguing theory holds that the Sphinx's head was originally that of a dog, representing the Egyptian god of the dead Anubis. The theory first. Anubis is the god of the dead and is believed to protect the deceased and prevent the unworthy from crossing the river Nile to the underworld, like the guard dog Cerberus in Greek mythology. Following the Book of the Dead, a statue of Anubis was used in rituals to do with the deceased, specifically washing the parts of the deceased body that had been placed in the 4 canopic jars. 8. Sphinx Records Hall. The Sphinx's pores lead to the Hall of Records, where all essential knowledge of alchemy, astronomy, mathematics, magic, and medicine is preserved. Researchers have sought it. In the current period, mystical spells regarding ores that will breathe fresh life into the pharaoh are enshrined in the Pyramid of Teti and Saqqara's burial chambers. Encrypted hieroglyphic texts talk of the king's ascension to heaven and his dominance in the next world. The search for the Hall of Records began after American faith healer Edgar Cayce went into a trance and talked of a Hall of Records where ancient civilization's wisdom was kept. He claimed the room could be accessed through a doorway and the Sphinx's right front paw. 7. Fractured Sphinx Nose. Sphinx nose-breaking myths include Napoleon Bonaparte. A 1798 French military battle near Giza may have fractured the Sphinx's snout. Danish naval officer and explorer Frederick Louis Norden's mid-18th century Sphinx without a snout predates Napoleon's army, disproving the tale. Al-Makrizi, a 15th century Egyptian Arab historian, predicted that Muhammad Similar, a Sufi Muslim, burned the note in 1378 CE after Egyptian peasants paid homage to the Great Sphinx to regulate floods and ensure a good harvest. Sphinx's ceremonial pharaonic beard came off without hurting its foundation. Many kingdoms were founded in the Sphinx's head holes. 6. How did the Sphinx look? The East bank of the Nile, about a half-hour drive west of Cairo. Egyptian rulers worshipped it as a powerful form of the sun god, but it wasn't always the delightful tan color it is today. It is believed that the face was painted a primary palette in comic books, red, blue, and yellow. 5. Mythical creature. While there is debate over whether the Sphinx has the head of a dog, a human, or a lion, one thing is certain. It is based on a mythological creature. In Egyptian, Asian, and Greek mythology, the Sphinx is a mythical creature with a lion's body and a human's head. In Egypt, the Sphinx was often depicted as a male with a pharaoh headdress. The ancient Egyptians never called the statue the Great Sphinx. Records from circa 1400 BCE refer to it as a statue of the Kepi. Years later, the Great Sphinx remained buried under the sand, and most of the fourth inadvertently slept asleep on top of it and dreamed of a god named Horem-Arket. 4. Sphinx Age. Egyptologists and archaeologists believe the Great Sphinx of Giza was 4,500 years old, dating to 2500 BC. Recent research has revealed that the Sphinx was erected as early as 7000 BC, based on precipitation-induced weathering in its higher parts. Archaeologists supporting this view argue the last time there was enough precipitation to form this pattern of rainwater erosion on limestone was about 7000 BC. At the same time, traditional Egyptians disagree for several reasons. Because there is no proof of Egyptian civilization, a Sphinx created before 7000 BC would disrupt our concept of an ancient civilization. Second, the new theory focuses only on one type of erosion and ignores other evidence supporting an age of 4,500 years. 3. Sphinx was incomplete. Several findings imply that the Sphinx was initially planned to be substantially greater than it is today. American archaeologist Mark Lena and Egyptian archaeologist Steely has found large stone blocks, toolkits, and even lunches abandoned midway through a workday, suggesting that the construction process stopped before completion. The laborers who built the statue ate like kings, contradicting scientists' initial assumption that they were enslaved. 2. Astronomical hypotheses center on the Sphinx. The Great Sphinx of Giza's enigma has inspired many ancient Egyptian ideas. Extraterrestrial knowledge, supernatural, the Sphinx, pyramids, and Nile River were aligned with the stars of Leo, Orion, and the Milky Way, according to British writer Graham Hancock. The Egyptians believed that the gods lived in the Duat of the kingdom. Egyptologists suggested that the Giza Plaza's three massive pyramids resemble the Duat. The pyramids represent the three stars in Orion's belt. The Sphinx represents Leo, and the Nile represents the Milky Way. Other ancient cultures built pyramids, temples, and tombs aligned with the stars and Earth's cardinal points to create a sacred environment that reflected the night sky. Ancient people worshipped their gods to bring divine energy to Earth and prevent chaos. 1. Why Sphinx? It has been confirmed that the ancient Egyptians referred to the Sphinx in the ancient state about 4,500 years ago as the Rodi, a sacred symbol in the form of a lion whose duty is protection. In the modern state, the Egyptians call the Sphinx, which means Horus Falcon on the horizon. The ancient Egyptians could show the statue representing the god Horus between the Pyramid of Khufu and Khafra, or between the two horizons. The statue's Arabic name, Sphinx, distorts the pharaonic name Barhal or Bahal. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.